What's up, gang? How's everyone doing? I'm going to talk about another knife that I have that, honestly, this knife just kind of sits around. Nonetheless, it's a good knife. I got knives that sit around, not too many. You got knives that sit around, probably more than I do. Hey, and that's okay. They're knives that doesn't mean they're bad just because I don't use them. It doesn't mean it's a low quality knife. It just means that I have other knives that I reach for, and quite possibly is not really worth selling. So those knives will stick around, and they'll go to my son, or they'll go to somebody else who has interest in the outdoors without the means of, getting out there and enjoying it or having some of the gear. This is a familiar looking knife, quite possibly. The Ontario SP50. I bought this knife quite a few years ago when I bought the SP50, the Becker BK9, and I bought this all about the same time. It wasn't too much longer after that I got divorced, went broke, and had to sell all my stuff. And so what did I do? You sell the ones that make you the most money. So I think the Hungless was they're about $150, $135 on if you catch a good deal. The BK9, I'm not even sure what they're going for. They're probably pushing about the same, maybe a little bit less. But this one, honestly, I think I paid at most I paid $80 for this brand new. Now you get this, it looks a little different straight out the box. This is a 9-inch blade, It ends up being about a 14-inch knife, just exactly almost identical to the Arrows knives. Just a 9-inch blade. It doesn't have really the choil, at least a usable choil. It just has a little notch in there that I widened out to make it more useful. It comes with a black coating that I got bored with, that I took off. I like coating, like the Essies have them, the Beckers have it. The Ontarios have it, a lot of knives do, and I like it, and I use it. Eventually, though, from this knife, I just got sick of it, and I just took it off. It's a flat grind, 1/4-inch steel. It's got this craton handle, which is actually really comfortable. I think this knife is pretty ugly, and I really hate that I like how good that handle feels, because I think it's an ugly handle. It's 5160 steel. It's a quality knife. It's quality steel. It's a good price point. I've gone through a lot of wood with this, just in my days out and about when I didn't have a lot of money, even just in the backyard, around the fire pit. This knife gets it done. It's comfortable. It does a job. It's a good steel. It's designed well. My preferences, of course, is I prefer an arch spine. This one's straight. So for me, it's going to sit in the drawer, because I have other knives that I will go for these days. Like I said, this handle is really soft. I mean, it's not really soft, but compared to wood or micarta, it has a little bit of a, it loves your hand when you touch it. It feels nice. It's more welcoming when you grab it, and that's always nice. It's not like going to your mother-in-law's. You're not welcome. Okay, it's like coming to my house. Come over, you're welcome, as long as you bring food and beer. The handle. My kid likes the handle because he thinks it looks like a grenade. Okay, that's not a good reason to like a handle, but I found it amusing. This is a solid blade, and if anyone doesn't have a lot of money but they're interested in a large blade, Ontario, you really cannot go wrong with Ontario. They have fantastic knives at a great price point. It comes in this run-of-the-mill nylon sheath. I hate these sheaths, but when you buy a knife this size for 80 bucks at the most, you take the sheath that they give you, because you're not going to go out and spend $125 on an aftermarket sheath for an $80 knife. It's just, I don't do it. Perhaps you do it. All the more power if you do. But in my mind, I think it's crazy. I mean, if you have $125 and $80 for the knife, I mean, you're over 200 bucks right there. Okay? You know what you should do for $200? You should buy a $200 knife that comes with a sheath, or a $150 knife that comes with a good sheath, and then you take a pretty girl out for dinner. It's not a bad idea. Anyway, as I was getting going on about, this is not a knife that I'm going to show off to my friends. I still take it out if I have to abuse something. If I know I'm going to go out and I'm going to be doing some ugly, dirty work, and I don't necessarily feel like beating up one of my other knives, then I mean I'll beat this one up all day. It's great. I got no problems. Even if I can't imagine that would ever break. But if it gets dinged up, or if it does break, or something goes wrong with it, you know what? That's fine. If I come across a kid who wants to, get out and about and enjoy the great outdoors, but doesn't have a knife or the resources, then this could be a gift to them. Right now, I'm thinking, since my son thinks it's cool with this hand grenade handle, that when he graduates from a smaller knife into something larger, that this may work just well for him. Like I said, here's the sheath. It's got the double snaps. It's got a pouch here. I've never really used any of this stuff because I want to say it's junk, but it's not really junk. It's just kind of low grade, and it's ugly. Right? I think maybe I'm becoming a bit of a prima donna with some of these better looking blades. That have fancy pants that come with them. But even before that, I didn't like this. And it's got this plastic insert that I don't like. I really wish they would do something with the sheath, but I understand if you do something with the sheath, then your knife's going to be worth more. And I'm not going to spend much more on a knife like this. I think these are actually more money these days, certainly more than $80. I want to say they're pushing $100. And would I buy another one for $100? No, I think I've just outgrown it. Would I recommend, if someone had $100 for them to buy and wanted a knife this big, would I recommend this knife for someone who wanted this size knife and only had $100 to spend? Yes, I would. If they had $150 to spend, no, I wouldn't. I would recommend like a VK9 or an Essie over this, absolutely. All in all, I still have it. Which means that it's not that bad. I might say it's ugly and go on and on about how I may not care for the sheath. But the truth is, it's a 1/4 inch of 5160 of well-made. It's a well-made tool by Ontario. Ontario makes good stuff. They also make affordable budget knives for the most part, and that's what you get. And that's what I paid for, and that's what I knew I was getting. And I still have it. Right? Which says enough about it. In my mind, even though I only paid $80 for it, I probably wouldn't be able to sell it for more than $60. That'd be a great knife for someone for $60. But it's not worth it to me to sell for $60. I would rather keep the knife than to sell it for some little amount like that. Because a tool like this will last you a lifetime. That's just a fact. No matter how this review may sound, it may sound good Ontario, bad Ontario, good looking Ontario, ugly Ontario. The fact is that this will last you a lifetime. A lifetime of hard use. So it's not worth selling for $60. It's really not worth selling for what I paid for it, $80. It's nice to have around. You know, if I gotta hack some brush, or I gotta hack some branches, I gotta hack some trees, if I just want to do some beat her up yard work, if I want to take it to somebody else's house and beat up around their yard. This is a great use and abuse and not worry about what happens to it kind of knife. So if you don't have one, maybe you should consider getting one. Okay, if all you have are large, more expensive, fancier knives that, not that you would baby it, but that you wouldn't go, beat the daylights out of in the dirt, risking the chance of someone touching it and beating it up, or risk a chance of doing, hitting a rock, dinging the edge, rolling the edge, chipping the edge. We all have tasks like that. Things that you may not necessarily want to use a knife for, but a knife might be all you have. Look, we don't always have the right tool for every job, and a knife will do a lot of different things. So, for all my jobs that require ugly use and potential abuse, I go with the Ontario. And if you notice, it's still got a nice edge. Took the coating off. I like the patina. It's nothing fancy. It's just gray. It looks old. And I like it. You know what? It looks old. I look old. And both of us look pretty good. So, if all you got, if you're at $100 or less, and you're into a big knife, you can't go wrong with this. Alright? The Ontario SP50. They have other models in this size range with different blade geometry and profiles. You should look at those. The Ontario SP50 is pretty legit. It's pretty legit. For under $100, if this is what you're interested in, you should get one and not feel bad about it in the least. You might think this looks great. You might love it. You might prefer the straight up and down. That's fantastic. That's my preference. Your preference is yours. It's your money. It's your life. You're the one going to take it out. You're the one going to use it. You're the one going to show it off to the ladies at the club. So, if you want one, you should get one, and you should feel good about it because Ontario makes great products, and this is exactly that, one of those. It's not necessarily my thing. It sits in my drawer, but if you notice, it's still sitting here. Okay? It's still sitting here. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So you guys have a great day. I'd say I love you, but you're just a camera, and I don't know any of you people. So, peace out. Look for the next review. I got a few more knives left. Got some things I'm working on. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.